Good afternoon, this is Rusty with Masters Lawn Care with another quick tip on Gainesville lawns. Today we're talking about hurricanes and tropical storms. We have Hurricane Dorian out in the Atlantic, kind of looking like it may head this way. It may turn off the coast, but we will see as time draws near. But basically what we're looking at are 3 or 4 things that we can look at on our properties, whether they're commercial or residential, to make sure we're preparing our landscape for the storm. You're always going to have a tropical storm or hurricane coming this time of year, or at least threaten us. And then really what it comes down to is how hard are those winds going to come? Are they going to be 20, 25 mile per hour winds? Are they going to be much higher than that? Or are we going to have a season where we don't have any storm at all? But really what it is how are we going to protect our landscape and really protect our home and our business and our office buildings by looking through our landscape? What are we looking for? So let's take a couple things into note. The first thing we're going to look at is this tree right behind me. I'm going to turn the camera around to look at it. Now we're going to start out with the easiest and most simple thing to identify, which is our trees. We're going to look into our trees and find, do we have any what they call widowmakers, hanging limbs that are already dead or disconnected? We do up here. You can see those brown limbs. So obviously those, if we have 25, 30 mile per hour winds, or maybe even worse, those are going to become projectiles. Also, we have some unhealthy limbs with no growth on them. Those are easily going to be snatched off by a storm and then fall on either buildings, roofs. The second thing we're going to look at is our irrigation system. So now that we're at a commercial property, but you can see one of the first things we're going to do when a hurricane comes in, we've got our irrigation controller here. It's one thing that's really, really easy to be struck by lightning. You can see our rain sensors hanging out there just waiting to be struck like lightning. So we're going to unplug this, disconnect all that. We're also going to disconnect our pump, because that's another piece that easily gets struck by lightning when the storm comes. Now, residential properties don't always have a pump, but I wanted to make sure for our commercial clients, they know that is something that's extremely important. Apartment complexes, office parks, to unplug your pump and unplug your irrigation timer, because those are things that easily get hit by lightning and consistently have damage after the storm. The third thing to look for when we're looking at a tropical storm or a hurricane coming in would be anything that is loose, laying around the yard or around the landscape that can become a projectile with heavy winds. So, in a residential home, that may be a kid's slide. Like, for example, my 2-year-old has a little plastic, little tight slide in the backyard. Well, that's something we definitely got to get onto the porch or the garage. It could be something as simple as a bench or a picnic table, anything like that that can become airborne with the right amount of winds. You want to make sure those go inside to the garage so that they don't become a problem for you or your neighbors or your office park or any vehicles in the parking lot. Another one that's commonly seen is like an umbrella, like an outside umbrella on a patio over a table that would be obviously easily become airborne. So those are the 3 tips we're looking for. We're looking at our trees, we're looking up, then we're looking at our electronics. That would be your irrigation system and your pump. Landscape lighting is also another electronic that's outside and easy to get hit by lightning. And the third thing is anything mobile, anything that can be picked up by wind and be taken anywhere and maybe damage somebody's property. Hope that's helpful for you in preparing for the landscape, preparing your landscape for the storm. If we can be of service, call us at 378-5296. Have a great day. Speaking of storms, I think I knocked this video out just in time for this rainstorm to come in.